They lived under the same roof, shared meals, dreams, and even the quiet, but not the vows. For 7 years, Mia gave her heart without hesitation, believing love alone would be enough. And for 7 years, James loved her, but feared what came next. This isn't just a story of hesitation. It's a story of how fear almost cost him everything, and how love, in its purest form, changed not just his life, but the lives of others who were watching. Mia and James met in their early 20s, college sweethearts, bonded not just by attraction but ambition. He dreamed of owning a tech startup. She was a budding graphic designer. Together they rented a cozy apartment downtown. Nothing fancy but theirs. They built routines. Coffee in the morning, long walks after dinner, laughter on rainy Sundays while watching movies under the same blanket. They called each other home. To friends, they looked like soulmates. To themselves, they felt like forever had already begun. But there was one thing they never talked about: marriage. Not really. Mia didn't push. She believed in giving love time. James, he assumed they had all the time in the world. Around their 7th anniversary, Mia's eyes sparkled differently, hopeful, expectant, and James noticed. One evening she made dinner, his favorite, candlelit, soft jazz humming in the background. She looked into his eyes and said gently, "I'm ready, if you are." James froze, smiled, kissed her hand, but inside, fear churned. That night he met up with his friends, all single, all wild at heart. He told them what Mia said. Their reaction? "Bro, don't throw your life away. Marriage is a trap. You'll lose your freedom." James laughed with them, but something inside him twisted. Weeks passed. Mia noticed the distance. He was quieter, came home later, stopped talking about their future, stopped calling her forever. She waited, gave space, hoped, until one evening she finally asked, "Do you still see a future with me?" James looked at her, the woman who had been nothing but loyal, nothing but loving, and said with hesitation, "I'm not sure." Her silence was deafening. She didn't beg, didn't cry, just nodded and walked away into the bedroom, shutting the door behind her. That night, James couldn't sleep. The next morning, James went for a walk. No music, just his thoughts. He passed by a park bench where an old man sat reading. Something compelled him to sit beside him. After a moment, the man spoke. "You look like you're running from something, or someone." James chuckled softly. "My own life, maybe." The old man looked at him and said, "I almost did too. But I married her 60 years ago. Best decision I ever made." James asked, "Weren't you scared?" He replied, "Terrified. But I realized something. Fear never leaves. You just learn what's worth being afraid of. Losing her? That scared me more." That hit James like a wave. James started reflecting. For days he journaled, turned off his phone, avoided the guys. He began reading books on marriage, watching couples talk about love that lasted decades. He realized his fear wasn't about Mia. It was about himself. About living up to the title of husband. About being enough. He reached out to married couples he admired and listened. Really listened. The more he understood, the more he saw the beauty in commitment, not as a prison, but as a promise. He returned home one evening and found Mia on the couch, eyes tired, heart guarded. He knelt before her. "I was afraid, not of marrying you, but of not being enough for you. But now I know. I'd rather learn how to love you as a husband than spend another day loving you with fear," she cried. They held each other in silence, hearts beating the same rhythm again. James didn't stop there. He went back to his friends, the same ones who mocked marriage, but this time, he didn't just argue. He shared his story. He talked about the way Mia's laughter filled the house, the way commitment gave him focus, peace, and purpose. Over time, one friend called and said, "Man, I want what you have." Another admitted, "I've been dating someone seriously. You think I'm ready?" One by one, they began to change. 3 of them got married in the next 2 years. James even officiated one of their weddings. Love doesn't demand perfection. It asks for presence, for courage, for commitment. James nearly lost the love of his life because of fear. But by choosing to face it, he didn't just save his relationship, he inspired others to believe forever again. So if you're standing at the edge of something beautiful but uncertain, take the step. Because the life you want, the love you dream of, starts when you stop running and start building.